Hello there, everybody. Here on the EFL show here on the First 11 YouTube channel. Loads of results to get through, promotions and relegations to get through as well from Leagues 1 and 2. Some interesting talking points from many different games across both divisions, including a horrible red card, a terrible dive, and a 101-year Football League history, all gone in a flash. We've got, of course, Niall, the Plymouth fan, and Charlie, the Bristol Rovers fan here. Guys, interesting week in the world of football in the Football League.
Yeah, very, very interesting. A lot of things to talk about on today's show.
I don't know how much I'm allowed to swear, but that's not the fucking words I'll be using. But yeah, sure, we can roll with that.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well just get started.
If you're sensitive to foul language, cover your ears. Because
yeah, we might as well just start with you then now, because losing 3-1 to Sunderland, but I think the main narrative here is the thing that started that downfall, and that was the red card for the defender. I mean, if you could describe your team's performance in as much detail as possible, please do, and I'll give you a parent advisory warning on the language in this current clip.
So, everyone but our centre backs, they did fairly well. They're good boys. They're good players. One of the centre backs. I mean, to be fair, centre backs and Argyl just don't seem to be going hand in hand at the moment because they're both shit. In fact, all of them are shit.
Yeah.
How would I describe it? You could put about 3 newborn babies at the back of our defence and they'd perform better than Jerome Opoku, that's for sure. He is the worst defender I have ever seen. Might I remind you, we've had Guy Branston at Plymouth Argyl in his 40s. So he can be credited to that. Jerome Opoku is completely at fault for us losing that game. Like, he is... I hope that he thinks about that game for the rest of his life. I hope other clubs look at that and go, no, we don't want you anymore. And it really ruins his career because he is a disgrace. A disgrace. All season, he has performed like utter crap. Utter horseshit. Now, you get a yellow card. So what you then do is go 2-foot someone on the edge of the box. Clever boy. Why didn't I think of that? And then he looks shocked when he gets a red card. Shocked. Like, seriously? And then Ryan Lowe literally goes, Jerome, that's your fault, you fucking idiot. I would have said a lot worse. But I'm glad there's no fans in there because Ryan Lowe was fuming. Danny Mayer had to turn around and it appeared that Danny Mayer was like, yeah, boss, shh, calm down, like people can hear you. Nah, absolutely put him on the train back to Fulham. I never want to see him in a green shirt ever again. He is a disgrace to his club and he can go fuck himself. Quite hard. Go get a 90-inch barge pole and shove it up your ass. I don't care. I'm done with his crap. He can fuck off. I want 3 men in the back next season. We want to play this 3-5-2. I have no issue with that. Go get 3 men to go play in there with experience, with a bit of pace, with the knowledge of football. Because the 3 we've got over there in the moment, yeah, I'm not going to call them defenders. Now, I also want to talk about that penalty. Fuck off, referee. Absolutely do one. Like, I don't know if you need to go Specsavers or if you're blind or you need a fucking guide dog because you clearly don't know where flaming white line is, you stupid prick. Like, can you not see where the white lines are? It's like you see a box when it's on the outside, ref, it's a bloody free kick, you dozy twat. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, deserve to lose because we freaking didn't. We've got one defender who's acting like an absolute wet wipe. Then you've got a referee who can't even define what a flaming box is. Like, what sort of level of bullshit is this? Like, I mean, I know the referees in the Premier League are bad. Wait till you start watching League 1 and 2 football. Jesus Christ, where did they go get this one from? Did they, like, not have a referee, so they picked one up off the street? Like, oh, I know what we'll do. We'll chuck you in an EFL shirt. Off you go, boy. Go have a little bit of fun. Dozy wankers, a lot of them. Absolute dozy tossers. Like, firstly, not finished. Secondly, that's not a penalty. Thirdly, Jerome Opoku is an absolute imbecile. But of course, it's Joe Edwards that go and gets our goal, isn't it? The only bloody player who seems to be able to score last-minute goals. He's our right wing back. Fuck knows what our strikers are doing at the moment. I'm presuming they're playing Uno, because they're certainly not playing football. I mean, this second half of the season has been an absolute bloody car crash. It's been utter bullshit. I don't know if that's because we've saved ourselves. We're not getting relegated or promoted, so they've got nothing to play for. Apart from they have zero self-respect. They clearly have no respect for themselves. The lot of them, utter twats.
Well, I mean, it's fair to say, and this is across the whole board, not just Premier League but lower leagues as well. The whole the process of training new referees needs to be seriously improved in terms of the levels. They need to be bigger levels because clearly the current referees are.
Teach them where the bloody penalty box is for a start. Might help.
Yeah, exactly. And teach them what a penalty is for a start. But Charlie,
I'll just quickly go through some comments because, as you can imagine, we've got quite a few now. Chris saying, "Hi lads, hope you're all well." Indiana saying, "Charlie looks like he needs a motorbike and a level." Should be a peaceful stream. I've had my rant. I will probably go in at Jerome Opoku again in a bit, but that's just because he's a wanker.
Yeah.
Oh, Rachel saying, "I'm here for Ivanovic now." Yeah. For some reason, Charles, because he couldn't get into the Hall of Fame last night, he has to get a honorary mention in the EFL show, which I'm also confused about. But you know, Keith and Ewan are talking to themselves.
It's two Donny
Mark saying the penalty decision was shocking for Posh, but fair play to him. Good luck next season. Ferguson is class. We still had him at Donny.
We're going to go through that. Trust me, I've got a rant. If Niall's going to rant again, I'm going to rant against that. I am fuming at Jerome Opoku. I'm tired of this season. Like, fuck me, I cannot wait till the end of. I can't wait till the end of 90 minutes in the next game, and then I can literally forget about Argyl because they have been so inconsistent. I think all three of us can't wait.
I thought you were still getting promoted. Where's your promotion party? Yeah,
no, all three of us are just waiting for this season to be over, and then all three of us can look for a new squad, new defenders, and a new manager.
Peterborough can get a fucking points deduction next season. That pen was so dumb. Another Danny Amos, all the hype, but turns out bang average. James back at left back next season.
I think he's talking about Brandon Horton, one of our youngsters.
Reece James isn't staying, fella.
He's a 50-50. He's our left back. He's our primary left back. It's a 50-50 chance. Charlie, Bristol Rovers obviously 1-0 defeat to Crewe. You're already relegated along with Swindon Town, Rochdale, and Northampton now joining you in League Two. To be replaced by Cheltenham.
You savage bastard.
Well, unfortunately, it's the harsh truth. I mean, it's Bristol Rovers, Swindon Town, Rochdale, and Northampton to be replaced by Cheltenham Town, and possibly looking to be Cambridge and Bolton, and one of Morecambe, Tranmere, Newport, and either Forest Green, Salford, or Exeter. I mean,
you had to mention their fucking names, didn't you? Wanker.
That's the situation right now.
They're not going to get playoffs, and if they do somehow get promoted, they are going to get an absolute slapping by everyone in League One.
Exeter are not the favourites to get 7th place because they need to get maximum 72 points. We'll discuss more in the League Two fixtures. But Charlie, from your point of view, against 1-0 defeat against Crewe, who are not playing for anything as well, not the greatest performance.
Yeah, that's putting it lightly. It was shit. It's literally been the same thing. And you know, another mistake. Bolbin. Just awful.
We said about Bolbin before.
honestly, he's so bad. I mean, it's basically like the sort of same situation with Apoku, apart from Baldwin's like 7 years older, and he's just been awful. Like there's so many, pretty much all of our defenders, apart from Leahy, have been awful. I mean, it was literally one ball over the top from Crew, and then like I think it was I can't remember who it was, but their winger, he was like 5'7" and Baldwin's 6'2", and their winger pushed Baldwin off the ball. He fell down. I don't know what he was doing, and then they passed it back, across the box and scored. But shocking, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this season to end and for all these shocking players, just to move on, because it's literally that's what it's been. And then going forward, we could have been there. We could have been there for 2-3 days. We still wouldn't have scored. It was shit. I mean, it's like, such a poor way to end the season, and I mean, it was coming for ages. It's been coming for 2-3 months, even longer than that. The fact that we keep making mistakes, can't score a goal. I think it was our 5th game in a row without a goal. The only positive to come out of the game was that I didn't actually have to pay for the game, because someone, some other Rovers fan give me their season ticket code, so I could watch the game for free, because, I would not be spending, a tenner on that. And obviously next week it's gonna be even worse, because we got Blackpool away last game of the season. We're gonna get battered, just to send us,
just because my mate's a Blackpool fan, and his partner or lover, God knows what they are, is now converted to a Blackpool fan. Can you just smash them? Like, I don't care how you do it. Like, shit, how's your way of 1-0 victory? Just whatever. I just want to see them crying. I want to see them crying. They get promoted. I swear to God, I'll be done. I'll delete everything on social media.
We've got Blackpool tomorrow before Bristol Rovers playing, so don't worry. We'll try and get some kind of job.
Oh no, I hope Blackpool beat you. I don't like seeing Doncaster win.
Fair enough. Baldwin. I think Baldwin came from Peterborough, if I'm not mistaken. So how come? I think. Do you think Bristol Rovers kind of bit
from Sunderland? He used to play for Peterborough.
Yeah,
he played for Peterborough. He was there about 4 years ago, and then he went to Sunderland. I think he was at Sunderland for a year or two, and then there was one game. There was one big game that it was when Coventry beat them 5-4 at the Stadium of Light, and apparently Baldwin made four mistakes, which cost them 4 goals, and then after that, Sunderland didn't play him ever again. And then he come to us. I mean, there's been. I mean, I'd say he's probably had about 5 really good games. Apart from that, he is shit. Like, just like Max Emo has been awful. Even Kilgore, because Kilgore, lost the experience that we got rid of in the summer. He's been playing with crap, and now he's turned into crap as well. So, I mean, if I had the chance, I would change the whole, centre backs. I'd get rid of all of them, because they're all shit. I mean, they're not even League 2 quality. League 2, you need, proper experienced centre backs that know how to just defend and do the basics. I'm not looking for anything spectacular, just to do the basics, and defend. Actually do the definition of defending. So I just want to forget about it.
I've got an idea for a Poku. Go work in a cake shop or bakery.
Yeah, bakery. That
is clearly your level.
Maybe Baldwin could be assistant.
We got a couple of Ewan saying Max clearly hasn't watched us if he thinks we're getting promoted. I hope to see all your teams in the Championship soon if Hull are still in it and haven't been relegated or promoted.
Hopefully.
Us get promoted. We get new centre backs. We're shy. Too many fans accepting board's shit ways. and hoping Brandon Horton is the answer long. DRFC bottom half of next season. I agree. I agree. Doncaster. A shit. Don't know where that's coming from.
He's got the local news on.
Alice Robinson, BBC News, outside Bristol Rovers when they are relegated. Mark says, what's your thoughts on Charlton, in my opinion? I think they could be up there next season, play a direct attacking style. I think, you know what, to be fair, that's the thing with League Two. I worry about Bristol Rovers and depending who they recruit, because you've got a lot of, think of League Two next season with all those teams, with the 3 other teams coming down. Looks like Torquay United's coming back up. I mean, there's some teams out there, and Harrogate, etc., and Orient and Crawley and people like that that have been trying at times this season that could.
Harrogate. Man just said Harrogate. Oh yeah, Harrogate. They are. Nah. Harrogate Town. Yeah, they are the most feared team in English football, mate. League Two, mate. Charlie, watch out for Harrogate Town, mate. They are fucking lethal. I swear they finished at 18.
They fell away the last few weeks. That's about it.
So have you.
Yeah, true.
FYI, Harrogate, Donny.
FYI, I had line of duty on it. Just turned it back. It turned itself on. Somehow.
Fair enough.
Urinsen will definitely finish above Plymouth. You fucking won't. Not you'll probably go raid, I don't know, Harrogate Town by sounds of what Aaron is saying, and you'll get relegated next year. Enjoy League Two, and then Bristol Rovers will get promoted, and then Aaron can be our League Two correspondent until they get relegated out of League Two, and then Aaron, when you go down to the conference, unfortunately, you're not allowed on the show anymore, mate. You're fired. Basically, if your team performs shit, you're fired.
Wow. Speaking of my team, obviously I've got to talk a little bit about our game against Peterborough United. Obviously, yeah. You guys talk about your team, so I'm going to talk about mine. But yeah,
League Two is your second home, pipe down. Not anymore. It's your second home.
Not anymore. Plymouth is too good for League Two.
Is he?
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, that's about right. Mid-table, 15, 16.
You're just assuming that Argyl. Hold on, you're going to assume Argyl's going to spend no money. We spent near on £1 million on transfers this year. If we can spend near on £1 million on our centre back issues, then we might actually go places. So I won't count this out just yet. And our manager's better than you.
Well, we need to confirm ours first. But yeah, at London Road, obviously, the first half of Doncaster Rovers was a poor half. Peterborough were all over us. Defensively, we weren't concentrating. 2-0 down, 2 terrible goals to concede. And Peterborough started off letting off the fireworks, thinking they were Billy Big Bollocks. And then we came out in the second half, and Jason Lakilo came out a man possessed in that second half, just completely ran the Peterborough defence ragged. Dan Butler got served on a plate. Siriki Dembele looked like a knockoff Ousmane Dembele. Just got absolutely rinsed apart by Lakilo. It was a wonderful second half, and I started wondering where the receipt was going to come from them fireworks. And then obviously coming back with the 2 goals, got it back to 2-2. Taylor Richards involved in the scoring, which was, it was great to see the Paul Pogba-esque Taylor Richards back. And then we're going to the game where we relegated Rochdale 2-1. Again, Taylor Richards on the score sheet twice, and even though we did concede a terrible goal from Matt Dunn, it wasn't enough for Rochdale. They were relegated after a few years back in League One. So a draw against the side that were eventually second place, and a win to relegate Rochdale to League Two. I think that's, in my opinion, compared to previous weeks, it's a job well done for Doncaster Rovers compared to our recent form. But it was our first win in about 3 games as well, which was nice. So hopefully we'll get 6 points out of 6 starting tomorrow and then going on to Sunday. But obviously this week's going to be an interesting week for Rovers with Coppinger retiring at the end of this week. So it's going to be a hard one for Doncaster Rovers fans and a very emotional one. But I mean, we might. Yeah. Yeah. I think the teams will be actually thanking us because some teams will be afraid to play us with Coppinger in the side sometimes. So.
Yeah, mate, I'm absolutely petrified of a 40-year-old. Mate, absolutely. Mate, that absolutely gives me the shiver me timbers. That absolutely does me in, mate.
He scores against us every single time we play them.
All banter aside.
Okay. Maybe Charlie wakes up in cold sweats because of Coppinger, but Argyl fans don't simply have that issue. But Owen's saying 1 million quid this year and still shit. We didn't spend any on centre backs, right? And to be fair, we did get Niall, which is one you wanted, so unlucky. Like wrapping a Ford KA in gold. Well, no, it's going to be like getting a Rolls Royce when we get some centre backs. I can assure you.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, one thing I will say, all banter aside, I don't know if you guys will agree with this, putting all the banter aside, we are saying goodbye to a legend in the next week. You know, he has been here for 17 years. He's been making 800 appearances in total. He's been winning promotions. He's been winning trophies. He's been, you know, bringing that experience. He scored goals against Man City in the Cup. He scored promotion-winning goals. The last-minute one at Brentford at Griffin Park about 7 or 8 years ago. You know, that's one that will always stay in my mind. I mean, Charlie, you know, put all the banter aside, we are saying goodbye to a football legend, not just a Football League legend.
Yeah. You know, he's been there obviously so long. I mean, just class really. And yeah, I mean, obviously we got relegated this season, but literally, like I just said, he scores against us every single time. I mean, it's crazy how he's been there that long, because my first Rovers game I went to in 2007 against Doncaster in the JPT final, when you beat us 3-2, he was even playing then as well. So yeah, it's crazy, and obviously it's going to be very hard to replace him. And, you know, it's probably going to be a big sort of rebuild sort of, going on at Donny as well, to replace him. Because, apart from, the likes of him, Lampard, Terry, people like that, you don't even see it anymore, do you really, in football? So,
talking longevity. I thought you were trying to compare him to them. I was about to.
No. I wasn't comparing him.
I was about to leave studio and not come back, because that would be some horrific. The thing, I don't class him as a Football League legend, because there are no Football League legends. That's complete trash. You're saying goodbye to a Donny legend. Like to be as brutal. I'm not trying to be as brutal as possible. It will come across as brutal because that's just me. I don't give a flying shit that he's retiring. Like, that's not my problem. That's a you problem, not a me problem. I've got more problems, like our centre back issues, than Coppinger leaving. Like, I don't class it as a sort of Football League legend, because there are none. I don't really class any Football League legends. Like, there aren't really any that. It's not something I'm too keen on. Like, I don't really like looking at other players going, "You're a legend." I mean, to be fair, talking about retirement, we're having one game. A guy sort of retiring from playing football this year. Luke McCormick, obviously, he's doing apparently a
horrible murderer. Yeah, who cares about him?
Apparently he is going to be doing something else in the club, so I presume he's taking on like a coaching role or something. But yeah, he's playing his last game next week, I think, because Ryan was Byron. Yeah, well, Ryan had announced it in the interview after the Sunderland game, and basically said that Luke's not going to get many more chances to be playing for Argyl, which you sort of understand, because he's like near on 40, and we've got Mike Cooper, so there isn't really much space. We want to give Coops as much game time as possible to sort of aid his development. So there is no, like, we've played Coops in every game. Like, it just helps him out, doesn't it? Because when the hell does a keeper need a rest? Like, he don't. So yeah, he's going. But to be fair, that probably helps with Coops and his development.
Yeah, 100%. And to be fair, even though you don't say Football League legends often, I do respect the fact that you call him a Donny legend because he is, up there with the greats for the last 150 years of the club. So,
it's like regardless,
he's played during the Lampard. He's like the last in the John Ryan era as well, the Dare to Dream era, or sort of. It feels like an exciting new start in a way because it's like a new era with the last remaining part of the old era going now, and he played in the Lampard Terry era as well. So.
It's like I know obviously off the field, absolute dickhead is McCormick. First to say that, like what he did was wrong. In terms of football, like because you can separate the two quite easily because we do it all the time. We look at John Terry, he's a racist asshole, but we separate that because he was a good footballer, don't we? So like you do separate it. So McCormick is technically an Argyl legend. We all view him that way. Like off the field, absolute dickhead. I'd probably never want to sit and have a pint with him because God knows I'll be putting him in a taxi, that's for sure. But in terms of him, he is sort of an Argyl legend in a way. Probably not up.
Yeah,
he's not up there with the likes of Paul Watton and like all the others, but he's sort of around an icon.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
And we're in that situation where Coppinger's right up there for us in terms of legends with the likes of Harry Gregg.
Didn't Cops get 2 assists against you? Probably everyone gets assists against us.
Yeah.
The aim for Cheltenham next season will be to stay up. Well, I'd hope it's not much more.
I think it's mid-table.
Coops is a ledge. Everyone in football knows that. I don't really care. I don't really know much about the guy, to be brutally honest, because I don't really pay attention to many other teams. I don't even pay attention to Exeter, and they're like just up the road from us. Jake saying let's all discuss that horrendous penalty decision at London.
We will do that.
Well, no, we already have. It is what it is. Referees in this league are shit. What more needs saying? Indiana saying smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Yes, absolutely do that. Absolutely do that. Ewan saying Erdy's playing for the Met Police next year. Nah, mate, he's playing for Devon and Cornwall Police. What are you chatting about? That Peno was full on corruption. The ref has got a payday for that. So's the referee at Home Park giving Sunderland that penalty. But I've only mentioned it once. You lot seem to be absolutely going for that in the comments. Unbelievable.
Yeah. So I think we should start by going through the League One scores, and I believe I sent the screenshots over.
Yeah, I was just having a sip of wine, so give me a second.
Yeah, no worries.
got a lovely bottle of Shiraz.
Hey,
here you go.
There we go. Credit to SofaScore. Got to say that in case we get copyright, but credit to SofaScore.
Why you can you are?
It's just in case. It's just in case.
You can't put it there. You can't even see me. What's going on?
It's okay. I'll help.
Just move it towards my side.
No. It's okay. I've got it sorted.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Recognize the voice. But I mean, Charlie. Obviously, we went through your game, a 1-0 win for Crewe over your club. Unfortunately, obviously not the greatest performance. Short summary again, just
shocking. There ain't really much else to say. It's been awful all season, pretty much.
Okay, yeah, I won't mention them again. I don't know why. I can't look at it. Can't look at what?
Oh yeah, because he's a Lincoln fan and they bottled it.
Oh yeah.
Hey, where's your mate?
How did they do that? Seriously.
What is wrong with your club?
The funny thing was as well, during the game, I was on a stream with 2 Lincoln fans, which was quite awkward to watch. But yeah, I'll quickly say that we were great in that Rochdale match. It was very end-to-end, but we got the goals in the end, took our chance as well. Rochdale
you've already spoken about your match. Let's talk about some others.
Oh yeah, I've told Charlie to speak a little bit about his match as well. Fleetwood 1, MK Dons 1. Not a lot to say about that one, to be honest. Just a point apiece. Charlie, would you admit?
Yeah, 2 teams that pretty much season's done. There was chances of MK Dons getting in the playoffs, but nah, just another year in League One for them next year, and I think they've got a good chance of getting in the playoffs next season now.
Indiana, if I was you, I'd write them a very strongly worded email. Chris saying Peterborough are still getting promoted regardless. But just imagine that penalty decided who went up between Peterborough and Lincoln. Yeah,
that'd be hilarious.
Next up, again, two sides that are not playing for anything now. Burton Albion and Gillingham. 1-1 draw between Steve Evans and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Niall, I think you'd say again, it's just two teams not really playing for anything, but a decent point apiece.
Yeah, I mean, Argyl draw 1-1 with Gillingham because we drew 1-1 with Burton, so at least we're not going to lose this game.
yeah, at least. Ipswich 2, away at Swindon 1. Swindon, of course, already relegated. Ipswich season's already over, preparing for their first full season under their American consortium. Charlie, it was a good win for Ipswich. Swindon nearly stole a point with another goal, but it just wasn't to be.
Yeah, Ipswich have had, if you look overall, they've had a pretty awful season. They were a bit like Sunderland when they come down. Oh, we're going to walk the league, but as teams know that come down, it's not an easy league to get out of. It's even more worse that I thought Swindon were awful and they beat us twice, and they're going to finish above us because we're not getting any points at Blackpool next week. But yeah, good win for Ipswich.
Are you going to be finishing bottom of the league?
Yeah, that's even worse, isn't it? It's shambles, mate. Absolute shambles.
The shit thing is, from our point of view, is the fact that we've lost to teams like Ipswich and Bristol Rovers who have had shit seasons. That makes us even more shit. But I mean, we might as well go into Blackpool, our opponents tomorrow. Northampton 0, Blackpool 3. Northampton officially relegated with Rochdale, so all 4 places secure. Wigan and Wimbledon safe. Good win for Blackpool, Niall, and they've pretty much they need to point out the next 2 games to confirm their playoff place, but I think we can pretty much say it's already confirmed anyway.
I want them to get promoted. Although Dom yesterday nicknamed them the Oranges, which I thought was quite funny. So from now on, Blackpool shall forever be known as the Oranges. Come on, you Oranges.
Not the Tangerines.
No longer Tangerines, boys. You are Oranges. Absolute Oranges.
Accrington 1, Charlton 1. Charlie, I mean, what Charlton was still... Charlton along with Oxford and Portsmouth still chasing that final playoff place, but Accrington maybe could have given Portsmouth the opportunity here.
Yeah, I mean, point aside, I mean, fair play. I think Accrington now, they've got their players back from injury and they're looking a lot better, because I think they could have had a chance of getting the playoffs, but for about 2 months they had 3 or 4 key players out injured, but they're all back. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who does get in that final playoff spot, because Charlton do have 2 games in hand. They're playing tomorrow night as well. But, just going on to the Blackpool game, comfortable win obviously sends Northampton down with us. But I got to say one thing. If Blackpool don't go up, Jerry Yates will be gone. Just saying, because what a season he's had. And yeah, fair play. And I can't wait for him. Swindon.
Jesus Christ, they lost they lost an absolute gem.
Yeah, because they lost. I mean, if you look at it, combine this season, because they lost Doyle as well, didn't they? They had Doyle and Jerry Yates up front. I think last season, they got about 48 goals between them. And then this season again, I think Jerry Yates has got about 25, 26 all comps, and Owen Doyle has 18. So yeah, Swindon lost a lot of players from last year, which has affected them.
And they've got Jack Penn on a relegation release clause, and there's interest from Portsmouth, MK Dons, Barnsley, and surprise, surprise, us, and then obviously Scott Twine, interest from Brentford and QPR. So if they keep losing the star players instead of not selling them, then they're going to be in real trouble. Shrewsbury Town 2, Oxford United 3. Oxford still in the mix for 6th place with Portsmouth and Charlton. Mathematically, a good win over Shrewsbury. But Charlie and Niall, big positive for Shrewsbury, the fact that Steve Cottrell was watching from the stands in that game. It was great to see Steve Cottrell back.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Because he's been getting treated in Bristol as well, because he still lives around Bristol. And yeah, good for him to be back, and hopefully they can, because they, when he was actually there, before he went into hospital, because I think he was there twice. He's been in there twice, wasn't he, as well? He come back out and then went back in again because they were doing well. But yeah, good job he's back. But Oxford, I mean, it was a very interesting game because Oxford were winning and then Shrewsbury were winning, and then Oxford got that much needed win. So yeah, good game, and glad Cottrell's back out.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope they can give Shrewsbury the boost for the rest of this season. And obviously, Darren Moore was given a nice positive boost ahead of Sheffield Wednesday's last game against Derby of the season in the Championship. And and also quickly a half-time from the Premier League, Wolves 1-0 up against West Brom. But yes, down to Wimbledon now.
Hold up. You just mentioned 2 Premier League teams. I swear, you're an undercover United fan. You are an undercover United fan.
It was a quick half-time report while we were on the air.
You are literally an undercover United fan. Indiana, can we chuck Aaron in forward watch, please?
He's been forward watch ASAP.
Indiana, can I come on forward watch at some point? I want to put Aaron in forward watch. Like it's time he goes in there, mate. Like that undercover United fan.
I've been avoiding it all season.
That undercover United. Oh yeah, and the crap he said about getting promoted. Nah, get Aaron in forward watch. Anyone watching, please use the hashtags get Aaron in forward watch. We want to make this a thing. Indiana, if you're watching, let's make this happen, people. Aaron in forward watch.
You know what? I want to have some fun at the end of the season, so I don't even care if it does happen. I want it to happen in a way.
But Aaron's thinking, yes, I'll be famous. Get in there, lads.
Down to a side.
Indiana says anyone and anything can be put in forward watch. Oh, please let me put Aaron and the whole of Doncaster Rovers in forward watch. Like the whole lot of them, T-Lady included, mate. All of them.
If myself and Dundee Rovers are going in there, then Bristol Rovers and the Plymouth Defence are going in there as well.
I'd happily put the Plymouth Defence in forward watch. Luckily, they're all on loan.
You're having a laugh, mate. Just Donny.
We only want Aaron and Donny going in forward watch. Mark saying Posh Defo wouldn't have won us at the keep mode. They never do. Joey Yates, I agree. He'll be gone. He's class. If Blackburn Sunderland go up, ex-Carlisle strikers Yates and White will leave both of their clubs to play in the Championship.
Yeah, because White's going on a free transfer as well. I don't think he signed a new deal, so he'll be going on a free, and he's linked with the club he come through the academy at Middlesbrough, so should be interesting.
I'd like to see that move go ahead. Let's go down to a side that are safe, losing to a side that are in 6th place currently as it stands. Wimbledon 1, Portsmouth 3. Charlie, Danny Cowley back to winning ways at the right time with Oxford and Charlton stinging the tails of this scorpion known as Portsmouth. But Wimbledon, even though it was a poor result, they are safe and they get to do a first full season at Plough Lane in League One. So good form for Wimbledon in the end.
Yeah, fair play. They got their they were struggling, but they got one of their old I think players or staff members or player that was in the academy in charge. And if it wasn't a lot of good, especially Pigger, he went out of form for a while, but the last sort of 6-7 games he's come back in form. And of course Portsmouth, of course, our older left back Lee Brown got 2 goals for them as well, 2 great goals, and Ronan Curtis as well. So good win for Pompey, but yeah, Wimbledon safe, fair play to them. They deserved it. The teams that stayed up, they showed way much more fight than we ever did. So fair play to Wimbledon.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up, down at London Road. Oh boy, here we go.
Clark
Here we
Harris, that's
go.
all I can say.
Peterborough
Clark
United
Harris.
3, Lincoln City 3. Peterborough confirmed as automatic promoters to the EFL Championship. Not champions, which is great news, but on the bad news, it is Hull City, which is another former Donny manager. But Peterborough United promoted to the Championship for the first time in 9 years. Before we talk about the penalty incident, Charlie and Niall, I mean, we have to talk about the other goals. Lincoln, a nice 3-0 lead. Peterborough came back with the other 2 goals before we talk about the third one. It was a good comeback to an extent for Peterborough.
Yeah.
Peterborough?
I think they're irrelevant.
Never
but yeah, I think but Lincoln, you've got to ask questions going into those playoffs.
Yeah, it was a crazy game. I mean, but Lincoln, like how I don't even know how they managed to bottle that. I mean, seriously, 3-0 up, and I mean, it still amazes me that us and Gillingham are the only teams to stop Peterborough from scoring at home this season, which is a crazy stat. But yeah, I mean, fair play to Peterborough. They showed it. The fight back. But I mean, just quickly touching my view on the penalty. I mean, I think they deserve some luck because they should have been promoted last season, but for some reason, this crappy points per game system come in. And they should have went up because they were ahead of Wickham in the league, weren't they? But because of this,
Wickham like 8.
Yeah,
like 8, and then the points per game put them in 6th over Peterborough.
Yeah, but I mean, fair play, and obviously, our legend, our goat. I mean, I'll stay here. He was born in Coventry, but he was made at Bristol Rovers. Clark Harris, mate, what a goat! What a goat! Because before he joined Rovers, he'd never scored more than 10 goals in a season, and then last 3 years he's been class. And fair play to Peterborough.
He's completely took off, but now the biggest incident of the season, and finally we've dealt with shit referees at times all throughout this season, and now it finally culminates in a situation where a referee's poor officiating results in promotion and possibly Lincoln not getting promoted via the playoffs and keeping them in the playoffs in the first place. The penalty that referees should be disgraced about. I mean, Charlie, I'll get your thoughts on it first. Looking back at that dive from Simodics, for ironically a former Bristol City player, it was an absolute. I was on the stream with 2 Lincoln fans, and they said that 3-0 they could see the comeback coming, but they didn't exactly see the third goal coming in the way that it did. It was an absolute disgrace.
Yeah, I mean, it just sums it up. I mean, the problem is in League One, and League Two especially, none of the refs are full-time referees. I mean, it's awful. All the refs in every professional league, need to be full-time refs or not reffing, and then they come back into a game in big games like that one. I still don't know how he got away with it. It looks so bad on telly when he, watching the highlights, and he gets he gets this like little touch and he just falls over. It is laughable, really. But I mean, it's shocking. It is terrible. It is terrible.
Yeah, 100%. Niall, gotta get your thoughts on that penalty, mate. It was shambles.
Do you want to keep talking whilst I go check this penalty out because I haven't seen it?
You've not seen it yet.
Everywhere.
It was everywhere.
I haven't seen it. I'll have a look now.
To be fair, the next result afterwards was Plymouth, so we'll skip over that.
Hold up. Just keep talking about the Peterborough one. I've got match highlights up now. I will literally not be too long.
All right,
I'm not as slow as Doncaster trying to get promotion.
Yeah, just go right to the end. It's literally right at the end.
It was right at the end, isn't it? Oh, that's promotion. Right, yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, Charlie, what we can,
hold on. What? You're
it's like
joking.
a reaction video now.
You are joking.
It's terrible, isn't it? It's terrible.
It's terrible.
Fuck me. He could have died. He could have died.
Yeah,
He could
literally.
have died.
Yeah, literally. Someone
You've
was like,
endangered his life there, mate. He's doing a merry-go-round there.
Yeah,
That is
I mean, it's terrible. I mean,
so
Peterborough.
shitty.
The thing is with Peterborough is they got a thing because even even though
How on earth is that a penalty? Like, how is that a penalty?
yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible because even though they got like probably one of the most well definitely the most dangerous front three in the league of Smodics, Dembele, and Clark Harris. Dembele as well. He's a proper diver. He goes down so easily. But I mean, they deserve to go up. But
and you were saying about referees, Charlie. You were saying about referees, like our referee against Rochdale hadn't refereed a game in 18 months in the league. So it was like
18 months.
I think it was either a Rovers game or a game in general in League One for 18 months. It was ridiculous. And I saw it on the club's website. It was named Sebastian Stockbridge. It was ridiculous. Never even heard of him. It sounds like someone I could see at my local pub down in Exthorpe or something. It's like some
it's a joke.
Maybe
he's like the posh guy that gets knocked down.
Maybe he's been reffing in the conference.
Well, probably not.
Yeah, but conference,
knowing the Football League standards of refereeing.
No. You got that Rebecca Welch in the conference. She's really good.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She's bigger than Doncaster Rovers, mate.
Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah, I think she puts 20-year experience with male referees to shame.
Referees in England are just garbage in any league apart from female referees. Yeah, the female refs are actually really good, but I will happily openly criticise one if they're not very good.
Yeah. But yeah, what are your thoughts on the penalty?
Oh, I think you know my thoughts on the penalty. I was laughing my head off at it. Last game though, Hull, congratulations on your. Is that a 2 or a 3?
A 3-1 win against Wigan. Wigan already safe, of course. They're going to prepare for next season under their permanent manager, Liam Richardson. But for Hull, Charlie, Grant McCann, another former Donny manager, just goes above us.
Yeah, I mean, it was always going to be Hull going up. I think just the quality in their squad. When you got a front three of Wilkes, McGuinness, and Kean Lewis Potter. Midfield as well. And the only reason why they won the league, especially as well, is because of their defense. Their defense has been class. Coyle, Caramelda, the 2 centre backs as well. Great team. But it's going to be interesting next year because Championship's getting harder and harder. And their owners are obviously awful as well, Hull. So it's going to be interesting to see, even if Sunderland go up or Blackpool or Lincoln, it's going to be tough for them to stay up because money in the Championship is ridiculous.
I was going to say, we could potentially see the gap between the Championship and League One and how much they actually care about Leagues 1 and 2 show with those teams going up. I mean, it's ridiculous. As Niall's just put on the screen there, the League 2 results, a lot of red cards. I'm a bit surprised about that. We might as well start off with the Friday game. Harrogate 5, Cambridge 4. What a flipping game. I was listening to it on the radio. I had highlights on Twitter being put up by people that weren't doing a boycott. It was unbelievable to see the goals back. And, what a result for Harrogate. And Cambridge bottled automatic promotion until at least the last day of the season.
Yeah, it's crazy. I looked to that game as well. I didn't watch the game but I looked at full time. I was like, wow, 9 goals and Cambridge managed to concede 5 and pretty much bottle the league as well. Because but yeah, But I mean, there's one player, Paul Mullin. Like, what a ridiculous season! You know, a lot of people like in the higher leagues, you know, probably won't have a clue who he is. But if you look at League 1 and 2 and you see the amount of goals he's scored this season, I mean, it's crazy. He's got like over 30 goals. But yeah, crazy game.
Yeah, and Niall said Harrogate wasn't a threat.
Yeah, there you go. 5 goals against Cambridge.
They literally conceded 4. And if Cambridge are conceding 5 goals against Harrogate, fucking hell, you are fucked you're fucked in League 1, mate. You are done for. If I was Cambridge, I wouldn't want to be going up if that's how you're going to be defending.
Well, it's their first promotion to League 1 since I think 2002, so it'd be a very welcome return.
Definitely.
But yeah, Stevenage 3, Crawley Town 3. Of course, Crawley and Stevenage mixed seasons. Obviously, Crawley came in with our former player Max Waters, attacking threat for ages, sold him on. Crawley have had a mixed season. Stevenage have had a mixed season as well, not a relegation threatened season this time. Jamie Cumming, on loan from Chelsea's had a decent season in goal for them. And overall, it was just 2 teams not really playing for anything.
Yeah, just exactly that. That is what more is needed to be said.
We're going to skip through a few results. Mansfield Town 4, Oldham Athletic 1. Big goals there for Mansfield. Grimsby getting the 1-0 win over 10-man Port Vale. Bradford Scunthorpe playing out a 0-0 draw, but Scunthorpe are safe because of this result.
I'm not going to lie, that 0-0 sounds like it was a great game. I wish I was watching.
But yeah, it all played down to this result. Barrow 1, Southend United 2. And despite the win, obviously you could see down there, Colchester 1-0 win against the 9-men of Salford down there. Southend's 101-year Football League history is gone. It's done. Relegated to the conference for the first time in their entire club history.
That'll fucking teach them for conceding a late goal against Sunderland to relegate us. Fuck off, you bastards. Enjoy the conference. Going down.
No sympathy.
Going down. You shit.
Charlie,
I just feel sorry for their fans.
From the sympathetic side, very bad owners, and they've put another club through another torrid period, and the EFL aren't doing shit about it again.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty horrible to see. You know, they could end up you know, if the way things are going on, they could end up like another Bury, another Macclesfield. You know, the amount of, you know, stuff going on behind the scenes, because they got their old manager, didn't they, Phil Brown, in to try and save them. But like you said, even a win doesn't keep them up. And quickly going back on that Oldham and Mansfield game, it's interesting because we're linked with one of their players, one of Oldham's players who used to be at Fleetwood with Barton, that Connor McElhenney. We're linked because he got 18 goals this season. I know, being a Scouser and ex-Fleetwood, there's been a lot of rumours that we're getting him, and it would be on a free as well, but should be interesting to see what other clubs come in for him as well.
Yeah, I'd be very interested. I mean, we'll go through that more, obviously, throughout the next few weeks during the EFL shows about the transfer market, and it should be very interesting to see what transfer news comes out of Plymouth and Doncaster as well. Obviously, big score down there, Leyton Orient 2, Carlisle United 3, but because of other results, Carlisle will not get a playoff place. So, unfortunately, Chris, you'll have to settle for League 2 next season again. Walsall 0, Morecambe 2. Morecambe still clinging on to automatic promotion.
Chris is at your house. He wants to have a word with you, Alan. You just disrespected him. I expect Mansfield will be up there next season.
Yeah, they'll get the shit together over the summer.
What?
Well, they should have been up there this season, the amount of money they spend.
Yeah.
I can't stand them.
I think one of their big mistakes was they lost TJ Hamilton.
How do you spell his name?
McElhenney.
McElhenney,
yeah.
Be a great signing for Rovers.
I think Mansfield just need to get. I think Mansfield's biggest loss was CJ Hamilton, so I think they need to get their shit together this summer if they're going to go challenge.
I think Mansfield need to go get Vince McMahon.
Yeah. Morecambe winning 2-0 away at Walsall. Walsall not playing for anything. They're near the bottom half of the table, which is a bit of a surprising one considering their recent history. But Morecambe, they're still in line for automatics. Obviously, we'll go through the tables after these League Two results. We've got the tables ready. But Morecambe's still in there. Colchester, of course, beating 9-man. Salford City 1-0, of course. They've confirmed safety along with Scunthorpe. 10-man Forest Green beating Tranmere 2-1. Could that be the win that gives Forest Green their playoff place? Cheltenham bottling the title, Charlie. Newport with a 1-0 win. I wanted to say the last result to speak about with Niall, but Newport 1, Cheltenham 0. Cheltenham bottle the title, and Newport hang on to their playoff place like Tranmere there. Need a point to confirm it.
Yeah, it's crazy what's going on. I mean, just going over that I want to go over that Exeter game as well. I mean, it was funny because Bolton were literally out. They were outside their stadium, and then Exeter City. What a club! Biggest club in Devon.
He's gonna remove you.
We're not having that fraudulent. We're not having that. We're not having that. Not a chance. Not a chance.
But it was a bit weird seeing all the Bolton fans. Like Fogden was there, Fogdad was there, Stumpeg was there. It was like the whole Bolton YouTube fan base. Charlie's back.
Nah,
I think he deserves.
To be fair, I can just take comfort in knowing that Charlie and Exeter are going to be quite good friends next year, both in League Two. Enjoy that. Where are we?
He deserves to be hidden behind the scorelines for that comment.
Respect. But to be fair, there's nothing really to say about Little City, is there? Like, it's Little City.
No. I think just from a Bolton point of view, though, I think Bolton just didn't hang on in the end and need to confirm it on the final day of the season.
Just Little City, isn't it? That's all it is. Just Little City.
And little and kind of medium wanderers, I guess. Little City and medium wanderers.
Yeah, and little Rovers with both of you. But onto the tables.
Yeah, let's get them up.
I've got League One here. You didn't give me Championship, so you're fired.
Oh, I thought
because I want to see who's getting relegated from the Championship. So obviously, as you can see, they're Hull already promoted as champions. Peterborough joining them. With one game to go for both them and Sunderland, they cannot be caught now. It's Peterborough guaranteed to go up. Sunderland are guaranteed playoffs now. Yes, they are guaranteed playoffs. Lincoln are guaranteed playoffs. Blackpool need 1 point, don't they? Or they? Yeah, Blackpool need 1 point, and Portsmouth obviously need to better Oxford's result on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, they're going to be on 80 points anyway. Blackpool, because they're going to beat us and Donny. They're going to beat.
Yeah, I mean, and to be fair with Charlton, and you look at the sixth place race, Portsmouth, Oxford, Charlton. Charlton lose that game in hand against Lincoln. Not only does that mean Charlton are pretty much out of the sixth place race between Portsmouth and Oxford. It means Lincoln their last game. It's Wimbledon to confirm third place. Blackpool need a point out of us and Bristol Rovers to confirm theirs, but theirs is pretty much secure without being mathematical anyway. And of course, looking down that table, MK Dons, Ipswich, Gillingham, and of course us are playing League One next season.
Just a quick question: Who is going up through the playoffs in your guys' thoughts?
Is it third versus fifth and fourth versus sixth? Is that the way how it works, or is it third versus sixth and fourth versus fifth?
No, it's third versus sixth, fourth versus fifth.
Oh my god! If Charlton gets sixth place, it's a repeat.
How long have you been in the football? How have you not known that? The playoffs have never changed for years.
I've just realised, since I was just reminded of that, I've just remembered, if Portsmouth gets sixth place, it's a repeat of the semi-final the last year.
Yeah, and if my auntie had a dick, she'd be me uncle.
Final 2 years. and if Charlton gets sixth place, it's the repeat of the final 2 years ago.
Who cares? Onto the bottom half of the table, as you can see, tiny little Rovers down the bottom. I have that up, I believe. There we go. Tiny little Rovers on the bottom of the table. Absolutely buzzing. Loving it. Bristol Rovers are that shit. They're actually below Swindon Town, which is remarkable. Obviously, Northampton and Rochdale, all 4 of them have confirmed to be in the basement league of the Football League next year, joining Exeter City and probably Torquay United. Enjoy that one. And then the rest of them, mid-table, Wigan obviously staying up, as are Wimbledon, Argyl. Were safe all season, really. Never looked in danger of going down. And never really looked in danger of going up either. So very good there for everyone. Big up Burton. They were bottom of the league when Hasselbank took over, and now now bottom of the league is Bristol Rovers. But
they
back
can get
to League 2.
15, yeah.
Back to League 2. Cheltenham Town currently top of the league. They just need 1 point to secure the title, providing Cambridge don't absolutely annihilate a team. I think, yeah. No.
Yeah.
They just need to better Cambridge's result, really.
Because
Cambridge
can
got
get a
better goal
maximum of
difference.
80 points. Cambridge can get a maximum of 80 points.
So if Cheltenham got a point, then they would be second because Cambridge have better goal difference. Cheltenham really do have to win their game the weekend. Cambridge have to win their game to have any chance of winning the League 2 title. Bolton are currently needing a win to secure automatic promotion for them. Morecambe, Newport, Tranmere and Forest Green Rovers are the ones in the playoffs and shall remain that way. Exeter.
To be fair, Morecambe need 3 points to confirm. Morecambe need a win and hope Bolton lose. Or maybe if Bolton and Morecambe won, then Cambridge will go into the playoffs. It's still possible. By a point.
Yeah, I hope Morecambe come up just for stadium.
Yeah.
As in
because Morecambe can get 78 points, Bolton 79. If Cambridge lose their game, it's 77, which means they'll take 4th place. And Newport and Tranmere need a point to confirm their playoff spot. And 7th place is between Forest Green and Salford, not Exeter.
Exeter are a bit shit and they're not getting promoted. Unlucky.
They were in the final 4 years.
I reckon they'll finish in the playoffs.
No, they were in the final last year and got beat 4-0 by Northampton Town. Best moment of my life.
They've been in the final like 3 or 4 years in a row as well. This is the first season.
Yeah, they've bottled it every time.
It's called being Exeter City. They just bottle it every year.
Is it going to be 5th time lucky? Because I reckon they'll finish in the playoffs. I reckon Forest Green. It could still be Salford. It's going to be interesting.
I think Exeter are more likely to get relegated if I'm being real. But bottom half of the table, RIP Grimsby and Sheffield, Southend United, both in the conference next year. Enjoy that. I've heard it's a bit of a shit league.
Nearly went down.
Yeah, they would have deserved to go down, in my opinion. Scunthorpe are dirty, cheating bastards, so they can go get relegated next year if they would like. Boro, obviously, first time in the league in quite some time, if not ever. So they've secured Football League status, as has Harrogate Town. Stevenage, I do want to talk about them a little bit. Last season, looking like they were dead meat, looking like they were finished as a football club. They were going to be irrelevant. They were going to start taking up basketball. But they've now managed to sort their football team out and have become a football team again. So big up to Stevenage, obviously. Oldham Athletic. I hope they go down soon.
And there we go. The rest of those teams have confirmed League 2 status, along with Leyton Orient, Carlisle, and Crawley from the other table, the top 12. But there we go.
Look at all those amazing away days in there. Barrow. Harrogate.
Yeah, Carly, out of all of them, which is one you're most excited about going to, man?
And include the other 3 from the top 12 table as well.
It's got to be either Harrogate or Barrow, surely.
Probably Harrogate or Boro, because I've never been there. I've been to Port Vale, been to Bradford, been to Stevenage, been to Mansfield, been to Oldham, been to Walsall, been to Colchester. So Barrow and Harrogate. Barrowgate?
Just
Barrow and
Harrogate.
Barrow and Harrogate. I can't wait to go to.
FYI, if you go to Manchester or Liverpool, just watch out because apparently guys up there like pegging. So just be warned. If you
I've been there before.
Luckily, when you think about Orient, Carlisle, and Crawley as well, they're League Two teams as well next season.
Be careful! Don't go up there too many times. They'll catch you one day.
But yeah, what about Orient, Carlisle, and Crawley? What are your thoughts about them as well?
Yeah, Orient I've been to. Crawley. Crawley. I've literally been to Crawley because we get them, in the FA Cup, or we've literally had them in the FA Cup like the last 4 years, and yeah, I've been there about 7 times. Crawley. Who else? Carlisle. Carlisle I've been to once. It was the season when we got back-to-back promotion, but we actually lost. We actually lost at Carlisle, funny enough. But we still went up to League One.
That reminds me, Argyl beat Carlisle once. It was last season.
I remember that game.
Luke Jepcott just came back from Truro City and bagged the brace.
I think last time we faced Carlisle away was the season when we went to Championship when they were in League One in 2012-2013. I think we won 3-1 at Brunton Park. It was a good game, to be fair. But Niall, have we got a loan watch to end our stream today?
Nah, mate.
No loan watch because McCormick.
No loan watch.
McCormick didn't play either.
Yeah,
I CBA to deal with like these loans anymore. I'm done this season. They can all do
these crappy loan players.
Yeah, I think that's loan watch. Yeah. I think that's loan watch done for a season. But I think the last thing we'll talk about then is, we've got to really look at the situation going on with what's happening with the protests. I think that's been a big topic in football.
No, we don't need to do that.
Football league. What bloody protests? Hold on, what protests are being? I know there was a protest. I know there was a protest against Bristol. I know there was a protest against Doncaster Rovers for just being an irrelevant club, but I didn't feel that was necessary to talk about.
No, there was Southend protest along with the one
who cares?
The Liverpool match. Well, no, fair play to Southend fans because they're against their owner and they're trying to force them out. But the thing is, they're not getting as much media attention. So my question to end the stream really is this a lesson now in football? There should be just as much attention on the clubs at the heart of the community in the Football League as there is on the Premier League clubs.
We've been asking for this for ages, but guess what? Ain't gonna happen, mate. Ain't gonna change.
It never changes. They don't really, they don't really care. It's all about.
Yeah, so I did a video on the protests on my channel. I talked to Terry on Football Terrace last night about it, and I was like, where were the media when they didn't care about Bury or Macclesfield or anyone like that?
Yeah,
when
exactly.
It's suddenly or even Newcastle, but when it's a big six club, they're like on the high horse saying, we care about the fans. They fucking don't.
Well, no, it was more because the protesters stormed and started lobbing shit at Sky Sports.
And started hurling abuse at Jamie Carragher, not knowing he's a Liverpool.
Yeah, and then you also had Graham
as well. Did you see that yesterday?
All I'm saying is big up to absolutely everyone that broke into Old Trafford and prevented this game from going ahead, because it sends the biggest statement I probably can imagine in football, so.
And shout out to the guy who scored the bicycle kick at Stretford End because he was a legend. But that's good. That's probably going to wrap it up then. So Charlie, where can we find you on social media, mate?
Yeah, at One Rovers Vlogs. He done it again. He done it last week as well. The little fraud. Mate, don't worry. Plymouth are going down. I can't wait to.
No. Plymouth aren't going down. Charlie, Plymouth aren't going down because they've been there since 1933.
Nice.
1930, you cheeky bastard. 1930.
But yeah, at One Rovers Vlogs on Twitter and One Rovers Vlogs on YouTube as well, on the road to 3,000 subscribers.
Lovely. Now, where can they find you, mate?
You almost have as many subscribers as you do fans. Hey! That is another one in there for me. I'll take full credit for
that. Now, where can they find you, mate?
In the Football League again. Since 1930. So mark that in your diaries, boys. I'll get the official date so you can all have celebrations with us here on the FL show, where we celebrate the greatest team ever to have graced English football. But you can find me at Let's Talk Premier League. I've got a stream at 8:30, basically weekly review show with a couple of Gooners. So that should be quite good. They're both in quite good moods. Obviously, biggest game of their season was against Newcastle, and they managed to get past it flying colours. So credit to them. You can also find me at Niall_PAFC. And if you're a fan of like a United or Arsenal, then let me know, because always looking for new fans, and Liverpool, but I've sorted that now.
Yeah. And the Arsenal fans will be.
Aaron, you're an undercover United fan, aren't you?
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
My family's full of Liverpool, United, Newcastle, and Sunderland.
Yeah, but you're an undercover United fan, aren't you?
No chance.
No, you have to think about that then.
Yeah,
sure about that. I'm gonna book a meeting with. I'm gonna book a meeting with Terry, because you're always on the football terrace talking United. Jesus, you got a season ticket, man.
I'm talking Liverpool and Arsenal and Chelsea.
He's got a season ticket, hasn't he? He's got a season ticket. Is yours in the Stretford end, mate? Is it in the Stretford end? What row? Is it row X? C34. We found it. If you want to find Aaron, you can find him in the Stretford end, row X, C34.
I'll be trying to aim for the press box and throw a flare at the Glazers press box.
Jesus Christ, Manchester Police! Greater Manchester Police, if you're watching this, his name is Aaron Chandler.
They threw a flare at his seat yesterday. Did you not see it?
Yeah, he was. Aaron was the one throwing all the flares, mate. So go and arrest him.
And I was the guy. I was the guy behind the camera on the bicycle kick on the Stretford end. But of course, guys, you can find me on From a Football DRFC. Loads of content coming up over the summer with the transfer journalists, and also into the last week of the season. Of course, if you're a Donny fan and you are at the Keep Moat to see Coppinger's final game on Sunday, if you see me out there, don't be afraid for a social distance picture. We're on the road to the by the end of the season.
Aaron's there, like, calm down, boys. Right, calm down, boys. I'm the big boy here, mate. Calm down, big boy, small pond. Like, respect.
Aaron, wait there a second.
Respect. Next, you're going to be cracking out like, I've got 1,000 subscribers. You have 0. 1,000 for me, none for you. Like,
but there we go.
He's going to go all Jose Mourinho on us, isn't he?
3 for me, 2 for them.
3-0. But no, it's going to be an emotional week for Doncaster fans saying goodbye to a legend of the club. But there we go, guys. Thank you very, very much.
Big up Charlotte as well. Just got in the chat.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, and Charles, we did do a special mention for Ivanovic as well. So big up to the big Ivanovic.
And of course, as usual, big up to Rachel for the thumbnail. Brilliant work as always.
Hey, you remembered her name this week, mate.
Hey, not the thumbnail anymore then.
Oh, mate, it was so funny. Like, I had Rachel in the back yesterday because we were doing a thing about the United and Liverpool game being cancelled, and Aaron came in. I was like, "Oh, Aaron, so here's thumbnail girl. She's called Rachel," and I was like, "Hi, Rachel."
There we go, guys. This is the penultimate episode of the season, the actual match day season of the EFL show. The last match day.
We're still doing it in the summer.
We're still doing it, but in terms of match days, in terms of a regular, in terms of regular season match days.
It's not named. It's not titled Match Day EFL Show, is it? It's just titled EFL Show. So we're just going to be carrying on the EFL show like weekly.
Oh yeah.
Like,
in terms of regular season.
You get too emotional over these things. You're just too emotional, mate. Take the emotions out of it, mate. That's what you got to do.
Oh man! But thank you very much, guys, for watching this. Please like, comment, subscribe here on the First 11 YouTube channel. And for now, guys, take care. God bless. That is full time. Thank you very much. We'll see you next
Hold up. We've got a comment from Valve saying, "Big up the panel. Thanks for the support yesterday." Yeah, obviously Valve was racially abused yesterday. So to whoever did that, you're a cunt. And if you ever meet me, if you ever meet me if you ever see me one-on-one, guess what? You're gonna lose your nose. So enjoy that. But yeah, Velv, you've always got our support, mate, as has anyone who suffers from that vile abuse, because it should never happen.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you very much, guys, and we'll see you in the next episode next week, half 6. Cheers. That is full time. Thank you very much.
Going down, going down, going